So if you ever had a close call with a deer, and I'm talking like with your vehicle, and I know I have, one time about 7 or 8 years ago, driving my Jeep out to Colorado, I'd driven straight through like 1,000 miles and had less than a mile to go to get to my destination where I was gonna spend the night. And there was like 8 or 10 deer on the side of the road. About, I think the speed limit in this part of the town I was in was like 35 miles an hour. So I was doing the speed limit. And at the very last second, I saw the deer. At the last second, this one just bolted out in front of the Jeep, hit my bumper, the winch, axles ran over it and everything. And it didn't do any damage to the Jeep, but man, deer was toast. So I have killed a deer. I'm not a hunter. I'm not opposed to hunting. It looks like fun, but I've never done it. But I've hunted deer with my Jeep, I guess. And another close call was driving Sherry's car on Old State Road a couple of years ago. And a deer shot out on the driver's side and just rammed right into the side of the car. Was stunned. It kind of ran off. I don't think it was fatal, but personally, I like my chances against me and a deer when I'm in a vehicle. My chances go drastically downhill when I'm on my mountain bike. And I'm riding in the afternoon. It's Tuesday afternoon, about 5 o'clock. I've had 2 near misses with deer in the past 15 minutes on my mountain bike. It's not the first time I've had near misses with deer darting right in front of me. I mean, literally 10 feet in front of me as I'm barreling down these trails. But not 2 within the span of just a few minutes. And so, the one actually just like, I stopped. It was like, oh my gosh, that was a close call. Then I went and kept going and like, oh man, another one. So survived both, but if I would have been hit by a deer on my mountain bike, I'm sure I would be the injured one, right? And so you're probably thinking, what all this talk about deer? Because here's a practice, a spiritual practice that I've been incorporating in my own life for probably about 10 years now. And whenever I see a deer, I offer what I call a breath prayer. Maybe you've heard that term before. A breath prayer is a prayer that you can say with just drawing one breath, right? And so whenever I see a deer, driving around Eureka, Wildwood area, across other parts of the country, if I'm hiking, if I'm biking, every time I see a deer, I offer this breath prayer back to God. It's from Psalm 42:1. And it's simply this: Lord, as a deer thirsts for water, may my soul thirst for you. And I'll tell you what, in the area that we live in, there's seldom a day that goes by that I don't see at least one deer. More likely, I see 5 or 6, 10 deer on a given day in this part of God's creation. And so I offer that as maybe a spiritual discipline that you might like to adapt in your life. It doesn't have to necessarily be when you see a deer or have to do with deer. I also pray whenever you see an ambulance. I just lift a breath prayer for the first responders and the people that are going to help. And there's all kinds of beautiful things that we can do as we seek to practice our faith and grow deeper in God. And that we can, for me, every time I see a deer, it's a reminder to pause and offer breath prayer to God. So it's another exercise in prayer, and I do want to share that with our 50 hours of prayer coming up, April 14th through the 17th. About half the slots are filled. So thank you for stepping in and going on this amazing prayer journey. If you haven't yet, claimed an hour of prayer during that 50 hours, the link will be here in the description of this devotional and also in the comments. So I encourage you with that. So with that, let's pray. Lord, as a deer thirsts for water,